Hello, this is Jill from Paper Daisy Crafting. Thank you for joining me today. Just quickly switch over cards there. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the UK, and my job is to bring you beautiful paper crafting projects that you might want to give a go yourself. I hope I do inspire you. I'd love to know if you want to leave me a comment on the video. Love to know if you have a go at any of my projects. Some people do let me know, and I love seeing, and people put their own twists and things on them. Anyway, this project today, I posted it on Saturday the 11th of September, so if you want to go back in my blog and have a look at September the 11th, it will also be on the day that I post this video, whenever that is. I haven't decided when this is going live yet, but it will be, there'll be a blog post about it then as well. And I posted it for the Ink Stamp Share Showcase blog hop. I got this idea. This is using the Sweet as a Peach dies. Now, if you look at the Sweet as a Peach, when I first saw this set, I thought, oh, peaches, oh, I'm not sure about that. But actually, there's so many elements where you don't, if you just take out the peaches, there's so many leaves and flowers and lovely greetings and things. Such a great set. And if you look at the dies, here are the dies, and again, if you just take out the ones that are meant to be peaches, you've got loads of other images to use. And so what I did, and this was, I have to say, this was not my idea. I was inspired by a card that I saw on Pinterest, and actually the card was this way around. It's a long thin card, and they'd done this all the way along, which I really liked, but I couldn't find it when I went to look and give it credit. I couldn't find it, I'm afraid. So if that was you, thank you very much for the inspiration. Sorry I couldn't credit you. And so what I've done here is I've used this twiggy little die. I've used all these little leaf dies, six of them down here, and then I've used these the three largest. There's little clusters of flowers, but there's only one with three bigger ones, so I've used the three bigger ones there. So it's just a die cut card with very little stamp. The only stamping is the sentiment here. So now I have done all the die cutting before I came on camera, because it is a little bit tedious, because you have to run them through several times. You need several of these branches. I'm not quite sure how many until I start doing it again, because you can't just, well, you could, I mean, you could just layer them one at a time like that, but they're a bit sparse if you do that. So what I wanted was to make it a bit thicker, so I muddled them around a bit, and I'm going to show you how I did it. So let's have a go. So I've got my card blank here. I've already made it. It measures 21 by 15 centimetres and scored at 10.5, or it measures 8 1/4 by 6, scored at 4 1/8 inches. And that's the only measurements you're going to need for this card. That's good, isn't it? Just burnish that fold a little bit. And then we're going to take some of these twiggy branches, and we're going to see what we can do. So what I did with this one, with the one that I made, was I cut some bits and pieces, cut these up a little bit, and just fix them together so they just were a bit more twiggy. So let's start by gluing this one down. Now, I've only done it once before, so it might all go wrong. I just did it, and I can't really remember what I did exactly. It doesn't really matter. Let's take the Tombow. So just a little tiny bit of Tombow on here, and because that's quite splodgy, even though I've tried to use a tiny bit, let's spread that out so that it doesn't spoil our project too much. And I'm going to put this down the bottom here. It's going to hang off the edge because I want it to be quite twiggy right from the start, so I'm going to put that down there, and then I'm going to snip this one. I'm going to snip it here, and I'm going to fill that in there so that we've got another little bit there. So if you wanted to just do the one on top of the other, of course you could do that. It would just look to me like it was a bit too not enough going on, if you know what I mean. So let's put that there, maybe a bit higher up. Let's do that a little bit higher up. There we go. Oh no, I think it needs to be lower down. See, I really am doing this as I go, you can see. Right, there we go. Right, now then we've got this bit, so what I might do is do that bit going off there. So I just built up my twig using bits of branches, whole branches. And like I say, you might decide that you're fine just using the whole branches, but I wanted it to be a bit fuller. So I'm going to come back and sort this bit out in a minute, but I'm just going to go up to the top first of all. So I'm just going to stick that one on whole as it is. I'm going to stick it next to on top of the one that finishes there. And you could easily miss these twiggy branches as part of the set, and the little flowers and the little leaves, you know, if you're just looking at it and thinking, oh, peaches, which is what I did. And I have to say, I've made loads of cards with this set. I haven't once used a peach so far. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim that off there, and I'm going to trim this. I'm going to pop that one in there, maybe over like that, or I do it over this side? Don't know. So it's quite fun to play with this, and like, it doesn't really need to be that accurate. It's just meant to be some twigs, so you know, you can do whatever you like. Now I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it going up there actually. I'm going to come back, and then I'm going to do that bit. I'm going to just that bit there. Yeah, that's perfect there. Quite like that. So I cut about 7 of these branches out, I think. So I'm not sure how many I'm going to use. And they're cut from crumb cake if you're interested. On my card that I did before, this one, I used crumb cake for the branches. I used Granny Apple Green for the leaves. And I used Polished Pink, Daffodil Delight and Coastal Cabana for the flowers. Today I'm going to use different colour scheme. Right, and that goes up there like that. And of course most of these branches will be covered over. So, you know, it's not going to be where your eye is drawn to the pattern of the branches. It's going to be to the flowers and the leaves. So, there we go. Right, now you can look at that and you can think, where do I need a few more little bits? Now maybe down here we need something, so I'm going to just trim this off so it fits a bit better, and pop that, just do it a bit straighter, pop that in there like that. That's fine. So I've got quite a lot of, got 3 more branches left over that I can cut up and use. Like so. And then let's take this little bit, pop that in here. To fill this little bit up, and I think we're nearly there then. Don't want to overdo it. A little bit of Tombow. I love this fine tune on the top, fine tip on the Tombow, meaning you can get tiny amounts of glue out. So useful on so many different occasions. Right, what about, so a little bit at the top there, do you think? So maybe like that, going off at the end, yeah. Okay. You can always trim if it overlaps the card, of course. And this is the trickiest bit of your card. Other than this, all you're going to do is stick on some flowers and leaves and do a sentiment. So that bit's quite easy. Where did I decide that was going? Like that. There, what do we think? I think I might stop there. I'm not going to do any more, but of course you can do it as you see fit. Right, and now I've die cut my leaves in soft sea foam. It's quite good because you can put all 6 of these tiny dies through at once, so it makes it a lot quicker. And then we're just going to place these leaves wherever we think we need them. So again, it's not a quick card to make, this one. quite a lot of fiddling around, but I loved it. I have to admit, I do like cards that are just die cuts. I don't need to do stamping all the time. I've grown to love stamping, I have to say, don't get me wrong, but I still love cards that are just die cut. I think they have such a clean, simple look to them without any stamping. And I would, if I had to choose, I probably would choose die cutting over stamping if anybody made me choose, although it would be like choosing between my 3 children, you know, not the kind of choice I want to be forced to make. So I'm just placing these leaves. I ran these dies through 3 times, so I've got 3 times 6 leaves or leaf sprigs. So just to give you an idea of how many you might need. I will have some left over though, so you don't actually need that many, but I did it just so that I knew I had enough. I would have done it on camera, but it's a bit tedious watching all these times that I needed to go through the die cutter. Right, I've used all of the double leaves, so now I've got single leaves just to fill in some of the spaces. I just think this is so pretty, and really when I first looked at the peach set, this is not a card that I would have thought of doing. Like I said, you know, when you look at the peach set and all you can see is the peaches, but actually when you look a bit more carefully, there's so many possibilities with it. It's one of my favorites. I think it's one of my favourite, or if not my favourite set from the annual catalogue, I have to say. And it wasn't one that I bought to begin with. It took me a while to warm to it. Just goes to show, doesn't it, how fickle we are. Right, are we getting there with enough leaves, do you reckon? Right, I'm going to leave it there. I might come back and fill in a couple more. Actually, I'm just going to do one or 2 more. But you can always come back after you put the flowers on if there's any more spaces. There we go. Right, okay. So then I've got flowers in Highland Heather, Balmy Blue and So Saffron. And again, we're just going to put these flowers. And again, I've run the die with the 3 flowers on. I've run it through twice for each of these colours. So I've got 6 of each flower to place if I wanted to. So 18 flowers. But you might not need that many. I don't know that I've got 18. I haven't counted them. So just place them wherever you think, just filling in all the holes. Can be at the end of branches or not, wherever you think. It's a very random card this way. Some of you know I like things with a lot of precision. I quite often do very precise things, and I measure and I work it out. This is not one of those cards. This is a plonk it down and see what it looks like card. And I'm quite enjoying the freedom, actually. I do quite like it, and you can see the different effects we're getting with this one, with the subtle colours rather than the brights that I used on the other card. Trying to vary my colour schemes a little bit. I tend to stick with the same colour palette a lot of the time, so I'm trying to mix it up a little bit. And all you need to do is just try and space apart the colours a little bit so that you've not got too many of one colour in the same place. Right, let's do a purple one over here, Highland Heather. There. I think I need one in the middle there. We'll go with So Saffron. And you might just want to take a step back and see. So I think I'm going to put one up here. Not that colour though. I think I'll do So Saffron again. In between those leaves. And like I say, you can add as many as you like. Keep going until you think your card is, it's got quite a lot of space here without a flower, so let's pop one in there, one in those 2 leaves. What do you reckon? We've got enough now? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So I nearly used them all there. Let's see how many I've used here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So maybe 3 more so that it matches that one. So let's do 3 more. Not that they need to match, but just pleases my sense of symmetry if they do. This one down here. And we'll just do another Highland Heather. Where should we put it? Middle here? Middle here? Oh no, there's too many Highland Heathers there. Oh, not quite sure where to put them. Maybe there. Maybe there. And there we go. Right, I'm going to stop there. So that's our twigs and leaves and flowers. And then the last thing to do is to put a sentiment. This one I made into a thank you card. For my business, I always need loads of thank you cards, so that's great. Another one to add to my stash. This one, I'm going to put hello, and this might be going to my mum. Send her occasional packages with chocolate in and just a little card and just write a few messages in. My mum's in a care home, she has dementia, some of you might know, and I'm not able to go and visit her ever so often, partly because of the restrictions on the care home still, partly because I live 175 miles away from her, so it's not always easy to do that trip. So there we go, we just got hello on that one, which, like I say, might be going to my mum. And there you have it. Sweet little card made with the Sweet as a Peach and the peach dies. Hope you like it. Thanks for watching, and anything you want to purchase you can purchase below. We still have Celebration going on, so if you want to purchase anything and you spend £45, you'll then get the opportunity to add in as a free product from the selection offered. Thanks so much for watching. I'll be back very, very soon with another video. I'd love it if you'd subscribe if you haven't already. But that's it from me today. Have a great day. Bye.